All right, everyone, strap in. Today, we're going deep on SpaceX's Starlink program.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you,
This is a big one.
it's massive. I mean, we always like to keep you ahead of the curve, on the bleeding edge.
Absolutely.
And this latest launch, well, let's just say it's got everyone in the tech world talking.
For good reason.
Yeah, we've got articles, reports. We even dug into a SpaceX white paper for this one.
Wow.
So get ready for some serious information download, okay?
All right.
Now, I'm going to throw this out there. Did you know that you might soon be able to, just send a text from the middle of the ocean?
Really?
Thanks to satellites.
Wow.
That's right.
SpaceX isn't just launching, satellites up there.
Yeah.
They're launching like a whole vision, I think.
Right.
For how we're going to connect globally,
Yeah.
Really changing how we're going to communicate and work and live.
Okay, let's back up for a second, though.
Okay.
SpaceX, they launched 21 of these Starlink V2 Mini satellites, right?
Right.
February 23rd.
Hmm.
But here's the thing that's really got me excited, okay? 13 of these have direct-to-cell technology.
Oh, this is revolutionary.
It is.
Imagine your cell phone just connecting straight to the Starlink network.
Yeah.
Without cell towers.
It's wild.
Yeah, that's direct to cell.
So let me get this straight. I could be in the middle of the Amazon, miles from any civilization.
Right?
No signal.
Nothing.
And I could send a text.
You got it.
That's incredible.
It really is a game changer
Yeah.
for, remote communities, disaster relief, adventurous travelers. I mean,
anyone. So this direct to cell, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
How does it even work? What's the secret behind it?
Well, they're using these very specific low-band frequencies that can actually reach your phone, your device.
Wow.
Even in areas with zero cell service.
Really?
So no towers needed.
Amazing.
No problem.
So all of this, this is feeding into that larger goal that SpaceX has, right?
Yeah.
About global internet access.
Global internet, yeah.
That Starlink constellation, thousands of these little satellites all working together up there.
Absolutely. But it's even bigger than that,
Really?
Elon Musk, he's got this grand vision.
Right.
He wants to revolutionize space-based internet, and communication as a whole.
It's huge.
It's bridging that digital divide,
Yeah.
bringing connectivity to, every corner of the planet.
Now that's thinking big. And these V2 Mini satellites we were talking about, it's not just a refresh of the old ones, right?
No,
These are next level.
Major upgrade,
Yeah.
more bandwidth, less lag, and they're built for, efficiency and sustainability.
So it's better for the users, it's better for the system.
Exactly, a better experience all around.
Yeah, yeah.
And, we can't forget about that reusable Falcon 9, right?
Oh, right.
111th booster landing.
111.
It's incredible.
That's amazing.
That reusability is key.
Uh-huh.
It makes these ambitious projects like Starlink,
Yeah.
actually financially viable.
Makes it possible,
Yeah.
111th recovery. That's a testament to their commitment to this.
Absolutely.
To reusable technology.
They're constantly pushing those boundaries.
But, with a project this massive,
Yeah.
there's got to be some challenges along the way, right?
Oh, of course, pushing boundaries always comes with hurdles.
Sure.
I think one major concern is space debris.
Hmm.
The more satellites we launch up there,
Yeah.
the greater the risks of collisions, in orbit.
It's like rush hour, but in space.
Exactly.
But with way higher stakes.
Way higher stakes.
Yeah.
But SpaceX, they're not just ignoring this. They're
Okay.
actively working to mitigate that risk.
How?
They've got collision avoidance systems.
Oh, cool.
And they've got plans to deorbit the satellites.
Hmm.
At the end of their life, safely guiding them back to Earth.
So they're not just going to stay up there forever.
No.
That's good.
Cluttering up the place.
Yeah, and launching a global satellite network, that can't be easy from a regulatory standpoint, right?
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's a whole web of international regulations,
yeah.
licensing, spectrum allocation,
Yeah.
not to mention competition with those existing internet providers.
Right.
It's a challenge.
So it's a constant balancing act for them, right?
Definitely.
Managing this amazing innovation, but also, tackling these real world problems.
Exactly.
But even with all of that, Starlink seems to be on this incredible trajectory.
Yeah.
So what's next for them? What are they looking at?
Well, they're already developing the V3 satellites.
Okay.
Even higher bandwidth.
Wow.
And in the long run, they're looking at using Starship.
Wow, Starship.
To launch,
yeah.
bigger, even more advanced satellites.
It's
incredible.
Starship, that's a whole other deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
We got to do that one.
We'll have to get into that.
But what's amazing to me is how they're bringing all of this together. This groundbreaking technology, the reusable rockets, this bold vision.
It's changing how we think about space.
It is.
And its potential.
And for, for everyone listening, I mean, what this could mean for you is staying connected wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
Working remotely from like a mountaintop, streaming your favorite shows, I don't know, in the desert.
The possibilities are endless.
Even video chatting from Antarctica. Who knows?
Right?
That's the kind of future we're talking about.
It's pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
But, it also raises some big questions.
Like what?
I mean, what happens when a private company, essentially controls global internet access from space? What does that mean for, like, individual privacy and data security?
Those are some heavy questions.
Big questions.
That we're going to have to, think about. And I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
From that recent launch to the tech behind it to the potential impact.
Huge impact.
This could have on all of us.
Absolutely. But, we've really only just scratched the surface here.
We've just started.
This is just the beginning.
And we're going to delve into those crucial questions about control,
yes,
privacy, and the future of the internet right after this.
We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
So we were talking about some pretty big implications of Starlink, especially when you think about, like, a private company potentially controlling access to the internet for the entire world.
Yeah, it's a valid concern. I mean, just the scale of this project,
Yeah.
Thousands of satellites all working together up there in space.
It's hard to wrap your head around it, really.
To provide that connectivity, yeah.
How do they even manage all those satellites?
Well, it's all about, sophisticated software, algorithms.
Right.
These satellites are constantly talking to each other.
Oh, wow.
Adjusting their positions, routing data, making sure everything's working smoothly.
Yeah.
And all of that with minimal human intervention.
It's like a ballet in space, almost.
It really is.
But with code.
Choreographed by code, yeah. It's a great analogy.
But, okay, so you have this network, right?
Yeah.
This network is essential for so many things. I
Yeah.
mean, wouldn't that make it like a prime target for,
Oh, absolutely. Cybersecurity is huge for them.
Yeah.
It's a top priority.
So what are they doing? I mean, how are they protecting it?
Well, they've got, layers of protection in place. Encryption, authentication, intrusion detection systems, They're constantly monitoring for vulnerabilities.
So it's like they built this digital fortress up there in orbit.
Yeah, pretty much.
But even the best fortresses can be breached, right?
They have to constantly adapt
to
stay ahead of the threats.
Keep evolving, the hackers.
Now, we've been talking about, the good side of Starlink.
Right.
Connecting remote communities, all of that. But
yeah.
Are there any downsides?
Well, besides the space debris, which we touched on earlier, there's the issue of light pollution.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Astronomers,
Yeah.
or worried
About all the satellites.
about all the satellites reflecting sunlight.
Right, and creating those, like,
streaks of light.
Streaks in the night sky.
And that, like, messes with...
Could obscure the stars.
Yeah, observations,
Galaxies.
And it's not just astronomers, right?
No, it affects, photographers.
Yeah.
Anyone who enjoys looking up at the stars.
And are they doing anything about that?
They're trying different coatings on the satellites to reduce that reflectivity. But it's still, it's challenged.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So it's like they're trying to balance, right?
Right.
Advance the technology, but also,
minimize the negative
impact, yeah. And what about data privacy?
Ooh, that's a big one.
With all that internet traffic going through their network.
Massive amounts of data.
Yeah. Now we know our information is safe.
Well, SpaceX says that they comply with all the data privacy regulations.
Right.
But I think we need more transparency about how they're collecting, how they're storing, how they're using our data.
So right now it's kind of like a black box?
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
But I think as Starlink grows,
yeah,
there's going to be more and more demand for transparency.
From users, from regulators.
Exactly.
Transparency is key, especially when we're talking about something as like fundamental as the internet, right?
Absolutely. It's the foundation.
You got to be able to trust the infrastructure.
Trust is everything.
So I'm curious, from your perspective, what's the most exciting thing about Starlink?
You know, for me, it's that potential to really democratize access to information, connect people on a scale we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where it doesn't matter where you are.
Right.
You can get an education.
Yeah.
Access healthcare, economic opportunities.
It's powerful.
Yeah, technology at its best, you know.
It's like that's what it should be for.
It can be a force for good.
How did they even come up with this idea? A global satellite internet network? I mean...
Well, the idea of using satellites for communication, That's not new.
Okay.
But the early systems, they had problems,
Like what?
High costs, slow speeds, and that lag, that latency.
So things like video calls, online gaming, forget it.
Exactly, it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But a few things happened that made Starlink possible.
Okay.
First, we had breakthroughs in satellite technology. Miniaturization, power efficiency.
So they could make them smaller, more powerful?
Exactly, smaller satellites, but more of them.
Working together as a constellation.
Right, for global coverage. And the second big thing was the reusable rockets.
Oh.
Recovering and reusing that first stage of the Falcon 9, that brought the launch costs way down.
That makes a lot of sense because launching thousands of satellites, that could get very expensive very quickly.
Astronomically expensive, you could say.
Good one.
So it's amazing, how all these different innovations came together.
It's like, it all had to happen.
To make Starlink a reality.
It shows how progress happens, right?
In leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Building on what came before, pushing the limits.
Makes you wonder what else we might achieve.
What seems impossible today might be commonplace tomorrow.
So I think we've covered a lot around here.
We have.
The technology, the vision behind Starlink, the challenges, the potential impact.
The good and the bad.
Yeah, and we've even touched on some of those bigger questions about,
the control, the privacy.
Control, privacy, the future of the internet.
The future of the internet, yeah.
But there's still so much more to uncover.
Oh, absolutely. We've only just begun to explore all the possibilities.
And all the implications, right.
And all the implications, that's right.
We'll be right back to continue our deep dive into Starlink.
Stay with us.
Okay, so we're back, and for this last part of our Starlink deep dive, I want to, zoom out a bit, Look at the bigger picture. What's the regulatory landscape looking like?
Yeah, so it's a complicated one for sure.
Yeah.
SpaceX, they're facing all these regulations as they, try to expand globally.
Right.
Licenses, getting spectrum allocation. They have to address concerns about national security, data sovereignty.
Right.
And all while working within each country's specific laws about telecommunications.
Wow. So it's not just launch the satellites and everyone has internet, right?
Oh, definitely not. It's a process.
What about the existing internet providers?
Yeah.
They must be, I don't know, a little bit unhappy about this new competition.
Yeah, there's definitely been pushback from those traditional telecom companies.
Yeah.
I mean, they see Starlink as a threat.
Right, to their market share.
Exactly.
But it's not just them, right?
No, there are other players getting into the game,
Oh, like who?
Amazon's Project Kuiper, the UK-based OneWeb.
So it's like a space race 2.0. Almost.
Yeah, kind of.
Multiple companies all trying to be the ones to connect the world.
Competing for dominance.
Yeah, but competition can be good, right?
Absolutely. I mean, for consumers, it leads to innovation.
Right.
It pushes prices down, gives people options.
So how do you see all of this playing out? I mean, in the future, will we have a fragmented internet, different providers in different regions?
It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
These are the questions we need to be asking, right?
We do.
As the technology changes.
As it evolves, yeah.
Now, we've talked about the hurdles, we've talked about the competition.
Right.
What about the bigger societal implications? How could Starlink change the world?
Well, we talked about, bridging the digital divide.
Right.
Imagine remote communities.
Yeah.
Underserved communities. Suddenly they have access to information.
Yeah.
To opportunity.
That they never had before.
Exactly.
Big deal.
It could really revolutionize education, healthcare, economic development.
And for remote work, for travel.
Oh, think about that.
I mean,
reliable internet, high speed, anywhere.
Anywhere you go, yeah.
Work from a mountaintop.
Yeah.
Sail across the ocean.
Stay connected, yeah.
Explore the wilderness.
Without losing touch.
It's incredible.
So the world becomes your office, your classroom, your entertainment center, all thanks to a bunch of satellites in space.
It's amazing.
It really is.
But, we have to ask are there downsides to this always connected future?
What do you mean?
What happens when we're all constantly plugged in? Could it lead to, information overload?
Right.
Increased stress? Blur the lines between work and personal life?
Yeah, it's something to think about.
It is. It's a double-edged sword, really.
I feel like any powerful technology is, right?
Yeah.
It has the potential for good, but also
potential for downsides.
Potential downsides.
Yeah, it's about finding that balance.
It is, yeah. Navigating it.
Yeah.
So final thoughts on Starlink.
I think it's a bold endeavor. It's a real testament to human ingenuity.
Absolutely.
And our desire to push those boundaries.
Yeah.
It has this incredible potential to connect us in ways we never thought possible.
Yeah.
but it also shows us how important it is to be responsible with innovation, to have these conversations,
discussions,
about what kind of future we want.
I think that's a great point to end on.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot today.
We have.
The technology, the vision, all the implications, the challenges. I mean, it's been an amazing journey.
It has. It's a reminder
of what?
That we live in this incredible time of technological advancement. And it's up to all of us to really engage with it,
To think about it. Think critical,
Be informed.
And to everyone listening, I mean, keep exploring this, keep learning, share your thoughts, stay curious.
Stay curious.
Because the world of technology
is always changing.
It's always changing, that's for sure.
That's the one constant.
Until next time, keep diving deep.